All right, we said forehead was large, so we'll go big there. I believe we said the cheekbones were big, so we could even just put those in with circles. I've put a lot here, so we're going to go narrow coming down. I'm just going to give him a flat jaw just to get that tough guy in. We're going to put the neck coming down nice and long. Some eyebrows. His nose and his mouth. This is a good exercise to do, even if we don't go any further, just to do a quick, it's almost like a gesture pose. You're just going quickly. You know, the longer you look at someone's face, the more normal they look. So you want to go, boom, all right, and then get this out. We can always go back and add some details. So let's do that again. I think this is a good start. We're going to go with that forehead. Let's see, I'm going to come down with the forehead here. The cheekbones are going to come out there. Nice, narrow jaw. If you're not in the habit of drawing quickly, I highly recommend it. And loosely. If you have to have control of a drawing, you can control it to death. It just looks too controlled. There's something beautiful about just loosening up and going for it. And it may not turn out. It's okay. It's just paper. You get out another sheet of paper and you start over. So the eyes are tricky to me. Sometimes I want to make them like really together, but I want to say they're actually kind of far apart. So if this is my eye line, we'll kind of place them here nice and far apart. His eyebrows are not giving his eyes any room to breathe. They're right on top. I want to make sure I capture that angry look as soon as possible. Put his nose in. We're going to give him a very small mouth because there's a lot of other things that I'm trying to emphasize. Got his chin there. And I think I want to make that neck just a little bit longer. So we want to change that slightly, make the shoulders down here. We'll come back up. We're going to make the hairline way up on top, because obviously it is receding a little bit. Somebody mentioned that the cheekbones were very angular. Again, this is the beauty of caricature. You can just think of it as a cartoon. I wouldn't get the ruler out, but you know, you can make the lines nice and sharp. Nose is a little more wide towards the bottom and more narrow as it goes towards the top. Some more of that squash and stretch idea, kind of like in a cartoon. Eyebrows are they're a little unkempt. We're going to just have some fun with those. And I'm going to go back over the eye and try to make it a little more like an eye. This is where all those anatomy books come in very handy. Usually don't draw the lips on a male just because it doesn't look right. For female, it's fine. For male, you tend not to. So you draw the top line, maybe some shadow, and then the bottom lip, and then you just leave it alone. I'm just going to throw a little bit of shading in here because sometimes that helps sculpt the face. Definitely want to get the wrinkles in, not to be rude, but again, we're trying to capture a point in time. And if I don't put wrinkles in here, it's not going to look like Clint. I don't really believe that it's my job as an artist to fix people.
When you're in the field, do you work with like pencil and charcoal first, or do you have to start with ink pen when you're doing this on the spot?
Yeah, I like to mix it up. So one of the things I like to use is the China marker. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's really not made for doing portraits. It's made for marking sandwiches at the fast food. They're very waxy, but they look like charcoal. They're not as messy. So I like that. I like Prismacolor sticks. Have you guys seen those, the art sticks? Again, it's just colored pencil, but it looks like charcoal. So you can kind of scrape it across the page, and it looks like charcoal. So I use that a lot. Sometimes, just recently, I just got the markers back out and started using permanent markers just because I needed to change it up a little bit.
Are they like in design, or are they just Sharpies?
Sharpies.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, just use the Sharpies. So this is good for a first go. There's something a little weird about the lips. I don't know. But I'm just trying to show you how to lay it out. I think we got the mean, angry look. Maybe a few more wrinkles in here, maybe a few spots. I don't feel that I need to overdo it. To answer the question about sketching, it all depends on what kind of day I'm having. Especially when I first started, it was a lot of light pencils and sketching, and then I'd go back over it with the marker. Well, when you're at events, people are in line, you're trying to move people along. So I would just start going with the marker. And again, that's a really good exercise to draw with pen or marker, because it forces you to be a little more intentional about your lines. And you'd be surprised how quickly your brain just kind of goes, okay, got it, this is my only run, better make it work. So I try not to do a whole lot of sketching when I'm at events. But sometimes it does happen. We all have our off days. Apparently I'm having one now. So anyway, that's how you would think about it. That's how you would lay it out. Any other questions so far?
So the cheeks are the exaggeration.
It's the cheeks, the forehead, and I think the emotion, the eyebrows kind of doing this. It's something that you want. Again, I usually don't draw people frowning, but if they are frowning at me, I will draw them frowning. Any other questions about what we've done so far? Perhaps there would be a brave soul in this room that would like to have a caricature done right now. Would you like to come on up, sir? Yeah. I already got paid, so come on up. and you paid me, so I mean, you knew that.
Only fish. So you usually use a wax marker?
I do. China markers. Yep. Jim. Yes, that's quite a face you got there.
Yes, it is.
Wow. I'm going to have you stand right here. Sorry, Norm. Okay. And you're going to face that back corner.
Okay.
And we're going to...
Can I see it first before you show it?
Yeah, please. Take a look. Some of my best work so far. Jim, we're going to pull apart your face right now. How's that sound?
Oh, God.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it. We'll photo retouch it afterwards. No, you're into. All right. So let's make some observations about Jim. He's already given us permission to do that. What, other than strikingly handsome, what else do we see? We see glasses. Yeah. Yep. We're just looking at your face. Glasses, definitely. Anything else?
Long ears?
Long ears, okay. Here it starts, yeah. Here we
The
go.
older you get, the longer they grow.
All the better to hear you with, my dear. All right. So an observation that I'm noticing, I'm going to take a peek here, and okay. So Jim has a very healthy lower half of the face. Nice, solid jaw. So I'm going to really kind of minimize the top half. All right. So again, I'm just going to have you kind of look at that back corner, maybe towards me just slightly. Perfect. So now I'm drawing Jim at somewhat of an angle, and that can really be a nice, make it more interesting of a drawing. So this will be the top half, and then his jaw is going to be a big part of the drawing. Eyes should be right in half. Are they right in half? No. Closer to the top, it's a caricature. If this were a portrait, we wouldn't do that. I'm going to draw a line down the center, kind of the 3/4 view. You know how you turn the ball and the center line changes. So we're going to put the nice long ear that was mentioned earlier. I know now the center is, so I know where the nose is going to go. And if you have a hard time with noses, a triangle is a great shape. Just put a triangle in there. And you're fine, you can just keep looking there. I'm going to we'll take another peek here. I'm going to make his eyes smaller, just because I think there's enough other things to work with. All right. Jim, are you feeling happy tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that smile. When Jim smiles, that lower lip is saying something. So we're going to capture that. Let me see that happy look again. Oh, yeah. All right, so we want to capture that. Let's see here. I'm going to draw his eyes in. Eyes are very important. If you can get the eyes correct, you're well on your way. You can make mistakes for the rest of the drawing, and it's okay. The eyes are usually what people connect with. So keep your head right where it is, but have your eyes look at me, Jim. So, ooh, you're good. You are good. There we go. Eyebrows are coming down right on top of those eyes. I'm going to give it just a little more of an angle. Not that he's angry or anything, but you know.
Not yet.
Not yet. All right, we'll fill that nose in. Once we've laid it out, we can start to press a little bit harder. Oh, you look like you're up to something in this drawing.
He's thinking.
He is thinking. All right. Very interesting chin. It's got a very sculpted looking chin, so I want to make sure I capture that. Put the collar in here. Let's go to that hair. Kind of combed up. So we're going to come way back here. I'm going to emphasize he doesn't really have curly hair, but there is kind of a wave going on, so we'll make sure we capture that. You notice that I haven't even touched the glasses. And that's what I said earlier about when I was referring to Mr. Potato Head. We just want to ignore things like that. Mustaches, beards, we don't care about that at first. It'll go on later. But if we start with that, we're going to miss some very important details. I don't feel any need to really overdo it with wrinkles or any kind of anything like that, but I do include them. Again, we want this to look like Jim, not Jim's younger brother. When I get down to the shirt, you can add, you know, if we had more time, we'd maybe put Jim taking a picture or something like that. I like to just put a shirt in, and it gets a little more loose down here, kind of like if you're doing a portrait. You know, you might just splash paint around the sides. You're not going to necessarily worry about the background as much. Okay, we're going to come back. We just want to emphasize maybe that mouth. Let me say one more happy smile. Oh, yeah. Looking good. All right. I don't know if Jim's ready for this. What do you guys think? Jim, take a look.
That's a good one.
I'll give you one of these because I'm full of charcoal. Thank you.
I want to take it home.
He wants to take it home. Well, Jim, this is where we start to raise money for the, there will be an auction.
You know, I could blink out that check.
All right.
Joanne would be very proud.
What's that?
It's a fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser, and it would be a lot of fun, if you know what I mean. All right, so there's Jim. Are there any other questions, maybe about certain features of the face, or any questions about caricature in general? Yes?
How about animals? Can you transfer any of this to
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's actually a lot of fun to do because animals have such unique proportions. So, you know, if you were to draw just as an example, if you were to draw a horse, I mean, you can really make that face narrow, maybe go crazy with the ears. But if you think of it as you can pull things apart and shove things together, it's just a lot more fun. And you can get those nice gesture lines, and the animals are a lot of fun to draw. So, absolutely. All right. You were going to say something?
I was going to ask, you did that so quickly. Is that how long it normally takes you to do it, or do they?
I shoot for 5 to 10 minutes per person. And again, if you do your homework and you kind of learn some anatomy, you're better off going quicker. Because when you overthink it and you say, is it the ears? Is the nose? You just start drawing. And you just have to accept the fact nobody bats 1,000, or whatever the expression is. You're going to have some. I've had drawings that I go, and I show it to them and they go, oh! And I'm like, okay, we're good. Move on. And then I've had drawings that I think were probably my best work ever. And I show it to them and they go, oh. It's all perception. Yeah. It's my perception versus theirs. So.
It is the same with us too. We think that's my best.
Absolutely.
Nobody.
But it's something. It's not connecting somehow with others. And yeah, I actually did an article once for a Caricature magazine about our greatest roadblock to becoming a better artist. And my answer to that is pride. We feel like, wow, this is amazing. When I first started doing this, and I'd have a good day, and I would just say, I think I pretty much arrived. I don't think I can get any better than this. Until I went to my first convention with international artists, and we filled up a wall drawing one person, and it was to get a likeness. And I was outraged because they didn't put my drawing up. And then I'm looking, and then they did put it up. Ugh, that looks horrible. Back to the relativity thing. Yeah, small fish big fish in a small pond. I'm big stuff. internationally, you disappear. So if you can just accept the fact that you can always get better and always work on it, you're going to have fun. Why would you want to arrive anyway? What fun would that be? So no, I agree with you. You can do it works for anything. Artwork, paintings. You think you're amazing, and then you kind of nobody else thinks it's amazing. So yeah, good point. Anybody else?
Is there a difference between drawing males and females?
Absolutely.
I was gonna ask, because you talked about doing two people, could Jackie and Gina had also raised their hands, would you do them like in one? Would that be? Just to
We
show
could do
how
that.
you
We could do that.
Lay it out.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to do a little more simplified
Yeah.
version, but yeah, come on up.
Yeah.
Whoever,
Okay.
you're one, come on up.
What are the caricature magazines?
So we see, let's just see how you start to do two people.
Yes.
Sure, I'll give it one camera G or?
So there's an organization called, they call it ISCA, which stands for International Caricature Society. And they have a magazine, and they also were the ones that had the conventions. Now, I haven't gone to the conventions in a while, and I haven't gotten the magazine. So I don't know what the status on that is. But yeah, something to look up. Yeah, I would try ISCA, ISCA.org.com, and see what comes up.